I wasn't deleting anything, so I lost a bunch. It's so pretty, just the things up, the detail up and around, and things you don't normally would see. Look at this gar. I think this is a gar or a pike, one of the two, but I think it's a gar. You can eat about anything in there. A couple 100 pounds, 150 anyway. And there's big old catfish. Come here and eat my finger. Come on. Come on. Say hi. Say hi. Kind of like life, you know. If you're the little guy, you kind of sneak around, hiding in the rocks, hiding in the foliage, the refugiums. And then one day, you feel this suction from behind you. I heard one time at one of the big reservoirs here in Kansas when I was there. This diver was down at the base by the dam and kind of felt this, he saw, looked like somebody had parked a bunch of Volkswagen Bugs down there. Buggy headlights. And then he felt his whole body was like moving back and forth just a little bit, a few inches, and he turned around. It was that catfish, about the size of a Volkswagen. That explained the Volkswagens. And it was trying to decide whether he looked like good eating or not. And I guess since he lived to tell the tale, supposedly, it decided against it. That is one atypical rack. Wow. 333 7/8. Non-typical Boone and Crockett. That means it was taken. Pope and Young, Boone and, yeah, that rifle. Pope and Young is archery. St. Louis County, Missouri. 44 scoreable points, 184 inches of non-typical growth. On display courtesy of the Missouri Department of Conservation. World record. 333. Write that down. Just a coincidence. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along. Yeah. Right. The English language, where the only language where two negatives don't make a positive. Did you know that? Professor told his students that. Kid at the back goes, yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to do the escalator ride again. Look at that chandelier. Oh, look at that chandelier. I'd hate for that thing to fall. Get it down to where you can see the whole thing. Screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. Oh, that's not fair. There's an aquarium there that you can't even get to. Huh. Stop the elevator. That's kind of weird. Now they're just fish. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take the elevator down. I ain't walking down. That's a 26-foot buck. Seen these before, but just in case. Fishing, a family tradition. The beautiful White River in the Ozark Mountains, that's in Arkansas, where Johnny Morris grew up fishing with his mom and dad. It was the birthplace of Bass Pro Shops. interesting. Never heard the name before. There's a nice little fish. John, Paul, and Johnny next to JP's Whopper Gar. Huh. You wonder why they call them alligator gar? Nah. Advertisement for tracker boats. Replica of world famous Ethel, 1975 to 1994. Ethel was known throughout the world as the largest largemouth bass in captivity. She was caught November 26, 1986, in Lake Fork, Texas by Mark Stevenson of Plano, Texas. At that time, she was a Texas state record at 17 pounds, 10.6 ounces, and was aged at 11 and a half years. Came to Bass Pro Shop Outdoor World on May 5th, 1987, where she grew to over 20 pounds, 32 inches in girth, and 28 inches in length. Star of the daily fish feeding shows and was featured in millions of Bass Pro catalogs. She passed away at age 19, more than twice her normal life expectancy due to natural causes. There's Ethel. Screenshot, 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 screenshot. Ethel, the largemouth Bass Pro. Bass. Just wonder why they call this Bass Pro, huh? Another awesome chandelier. Few bucks, a bear, a bison, and a guy. Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck, he was a real character. We used to go to the butcher shop. He would get these sow bellies. He'd make eels, pork rind eels, and he'd put them in his can and dye them. He'd have that jerry-rig thermometer on there, so he'd get the temperature just right for the dye. Then he'd bottle them in baby food jars, and we'd pour a bunch of salt in there. We sold those out of Bass Pro. It was one of our first best-selling items that we had. It was real good for business too, because we put so much salt in there. If you use them 3 times, it would rust the hook off, and you'd have to buy a new jig. Oh my gosh. Salty bait to rust your hook and buy more. Salute to our troops. Sponsors. Da 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 da. Okay. Cabela's. It's born 1961, died 2017. Purchased by Bass Pro. It's competition. That's one way to end the competition. Buy them.